I have this friend. So first of all, I'm an atheist, and I have this friend. He's not completely an atheist and not completely a theist. He's right on the doors, if you if you want to say. And the only reason, so there was this time when we actually sat down and I described to him what and how I viewed the universe, and it's basically me saying that I prefer to say that I don't know rather than claiming something that I have no proof of. And we were able to move into the discussion till we reached a point where I truly couldn't know what to answer. And that was basically him saying that, what about the very, very tiny possibility that hell might actually exist? And that's when I really couldn't answer him, because how can you answer that?
Yeah. So basically, this is the kind of the crux of Pascal's wager. That,
exactly.
You're better off believing, because on the remote chance that a hell exists, you'd spend eternity in eternal torture. It's one of the, I guess, one of the most vile aspects of religion. That
exactly.
It's nothing more than this appeal to fear, and it's indoctrinated in kids from an early age. And the fact that it still grips adults who no longer actually believe in a God, but they're still clinging to religion on the outside chance that hell might exist, and they don't want to go there. It just kind of speaks to how powerful that level of indoctrination is. And I don't think there's an easy way to break that indoctrination. I do know from talking to a lot of people, and from going from that transition from theist to atheist myself, that fear of hell subsides over time. And sometimes it helps to talk to other non-believers and to kind of explore the origins of that particular aspect of theology, as terrifying as it can be. Basically, not letting that hide under a rock. Look under the rock, turn it over, examine where it comes from. What I found when I started investigating the Christian concept of hell was that a lot of people's version of hell isn't found anywhere in the Bible. It's actually this extra biblical description that a lot of very, I guess, talented and sadistic writers came up with.
Actually, what religion is your friend from? You guys are
Muslim.
Yeah,
Muslim,
that's what I thought.
And so I mean,
clearly right there.
Yeah, and so I mean, I don't know what the Muslim, the origins of the Muslim concept of hell is, but people's concept of this, eternal torture, it has to come from a very sadistic mind. I mean,
exactly, yeah.
And I mean, it's like, what kind of benevolent creator would produce something like that as a punishment?
Exactly. I think here's the point, because at some point during the discussion we reached this possibility that he might not be a truly benevolent God. So there is this it was a weird imperfection, but he accepts that there might be a possibility regardless of the type of God. So just the mere possibility of a hell existing.
Yeah, but
he accepted possibly the inexistence of a God, but the hell thing is...
If you come at it from that direction, there are all kinds of possibilities that could be anything you can imagine. Just because something is written in the Quran doesn't mean that that's the most likely possibility. I think my favorite answer to Pascal's wager of all time was by the great philosopher Homer Simpson, who said, suppose we've chosen the wrong God. Every time we go to church, we're just making him madder and madder.
Yeah.
Reading the Quran and following the Muslim faith is no guarantee that you're escaping hell. As a matter of fact, if there's no reason to think that there couldn't be a perverse God who only rewards atheists.
Yeah.
Not for any particular drive towards right or wrong, but he just thinks it's funny to torture forever people who have found the right answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I think that's likely? No. But I don't base my actions on these outside fantasy chances of things that could theoretically be true in some universe. There's a guy named John Loftus who was my guest on the show once. He framed this as what he called the outsider test for religion, which is if somebody from a different religion than you were to make the same kinds of arguments, would you find those convincing? And oftentimes the answer is no, which is why the arguments that people offer for their own religions, they can sometimes see that they don't make any sense when they shift their perspective like that.
Yeah, I see.
So I guess, sorry, we don't have any, advice as to, hey, do these 3 things and your fear of hell will disappear, or anything like it for your friend. But it is a process, and I guess, if you can just reassure your friend that it does go away at some point.
Yeah, because you see, for me, I never had that fear. I just actually I was happy that I accepted that it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a nice idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I have a further question, and that is, okay, let's say that he is over the fear of hell, because he also has this other fear of, even if there is no hell, that means there's nothing after that.
Right.
And that is scary for him. And so there is this fear regardless of what he tries to believe.
Right. But the thing is, it's kind of like Richard Dawkins' comment that, just by being born, you've won the cosmic lottery.
Right.
Yeah, I heard you say that once.
You get to be here and experience life. And so that's it. It's like, okay, this is the one and only life you're sure to have. So you're going to spend it on your knees begging some non-existent deity for favors, or you're going to go out and live your life and, on your deathbed, look back on a wonderful life with friends and family and, great experiences and think, okay, this was really cool. Or, you're going to approach death with fear and dread and regret. My goal is to never approach death with regret.
Yeah, exactly. I see your point.
Yeah.
I really hope that he does see that some way.
Yeah. I mean, you can obsess about the fact that, one day we're all going to die, and, and it's not something fearful. It's a normal process that happens, and, it's like, I know that the people who care about me will be sad and they're going to miss me, and I know this because I've had the same experience when people I care about have died. But I won't care because I'll be dead, and it's just, game over.
Also, if you'll let me, I'd like to give you some absolution. If your friend never accepts that he doesn't need to be scared of hell, it's not your fault.
Right.
It's not your job to fix everybody's opinions. Your friend might live his whole life thinking that there's a hell and thinking being a good Muslim is the only way to stay out of it. And that's a shame for your friend, but it's not your fault. Just keep
I know.
being a good friend.
Yeah. No, it's only because he asked me and he wanted to enter the discussion. That's all.
Okay. Well,
So yeah.
thank you for calling.
Thank you so much for having me.
Good luck to you and your friend.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Bye.